What if the human soul could detach from the body at will, living a double life in a dimension of endless reflection where every unfulfilled desire and denied wish took form? On the city's outskirts, shrouded in smog, stood a dilapidated psychiatric hospital, its bricks crumbling under time's neglect. Once a place of healing, it had become a monument to despair, with corridors adorned by peeling paint and haunting shadows. Inside, a group of patients lingered, each trapped in fractured realities, their souls longing for escape. Among them was Clara, a woman whose delicate frame masked a tempest of unresolved grief and dark curiosity. Since her son's tragic accident, Clara had imprisoned herself in her mind. Days were spent wandering the hospital's hallways, surrounded by the scent of damp earth rising from the cracked tiles. The remnants of lives once thriving there seeped into her being, binding her to their pain. With darkness came distortion fragments of whispers echoing through her thoughts. The arrival of Dr. Halpern, a psychiatrist known for unconventional techniques, stirred unrest among the patients. He didn't heal with medication, but sought to explore their psyches and navigate their emotions. Clara was drawn to him, caught in a flutter of admiration and obsession. Yet, his presence unsettled her, as if his eyes reflected depths she couldn't comprehend, glimpses of something looming just beyond her understanding. One evening, driven by an insatiable urge, Clara approached Dr. Halpern in the dim common room. His penetrating yet distant gaze fell upon her as he discussed the essence of existence and the possibility of liberating oneself from emotional shackles. His description fascinated her, a method involving detaching one's soul from the body to explore a realm where emotions danced like puppeteers. It intrigued her, though a chill whispered through her. With a heart racing, she decided to follow his guidance. That night, in her sparse room filled with haunting echoes, she breathed deeply, closing her eyes as Dr. Halpern's voice enveloped her. She followed his instructions, each heartbeat fading into darkness until reality gave way to a shimmering void. Suddenly, she floated in a reflective dimension, an endless landscape populated by her desires. In this space, her son, Ren, stood before her, his laughter mingling with soothing whispers. Clara reached for him, desperate to reclaim what was lost, yet he shimmered, flickering like a mirage. In that haunting moment, she realized this realm wasn't just a mirror. It revealed the darker corners of her soul: abandonment, resentment, desolation. Each unfulfilled wish took the shape of twisted specters, clouding her judgment and drawing her into despair. Days turned to nights, weeks blurred together, and Clara became ensnared in her own creation. The more she indulged in this ethereal realm, the more her reality distorted. Her fragile body deteriorated while her spirit roamed unchecked. The line between love and madness blurred as she pursued the longing to hold Ren again. Yet every time she reached for him, the specters mocked her with the haunting phrase, "You shouldn't have seen this." Dr. Halpern, though sinister in his implications, became a distant guardian, a shadow reflecting her fractured state. One stormy night, chaotic rage erupted within her. Clara awoke, her body a vessel of both truth and falsehood, powerful yet hollow. In the damp halls, she spotted a piece of paper lodged in a door crack, marked by a single vertical stroke. It pulsed with strange energy, almost sentient, as shadows twisted in the darkness. In the following moments, the hospital plunged into chaos as Clara's turmoil manifested in the waking world. The walls bled with her sorrow while specters danced in corners, witnesses to her unraveling. The patients screamed, their voices merging with shattered glass, while Dr. Halpern, lost to madness, could only watch. The asylum's walls shook as her spirit, torn between love and vengeance, threatened to engulf them all in her unchecked desires. Then, amidst the horror's crescendo, silence fell. Clara found herself in the liminal space between existence and oblivion, confronting Ren's spirit, no longer a shimmering child, but a reflection of her own guilt. He remained silent, his gaze heavy with an unbearable truth. The love she had chased could not return to life through the twisted manifestations of her grief. As Clara struggled against her own tide, the whispers grew louder. Shadows that did not follow light became a relentless storm. Reality shifted until she awakened on the cold, damp floor of her room, the smell of wet earth clinging to her like a shroud. "Doctor," Halpern's voice echoed, but the words grew distorted, fading like distant thunder. To the outside world, Clara appeared alive, just steps from reclaiming her sanity. Yet inside, she was trapped, an echo in an endless loop, caught in a space between flesh and spirit, forever ensnared by the specters of an unfulfilled heart. The hospital stood still around her, a living tomb wrought from love, loss, and the unknown. As light seeped in, breaking against her shadow, she realized her battle would never end. Bound to the whispers that promised release, yet delivered only despair.